Hi, it's Wendy from Wendy's Van Adventures. Hope everyone's okay. It is a beautiful, beautiful day today and we're going to go off and have some adventures. I'm not entirely sure where, so we'll see where Betsy takes us. But come along with me and enjoy the ride.
So I won't film my whole journey there, but I'm coming from the east and I'm coming along the A259, just approaching a roundabout, and the signpost to the right will be signposted to Ford and Arundel. It's a mini roundabout and you want to take that right hand turning up and it'll go past Ford Prison, over a crossing and towards Arundel, and you'll see the cathedral in the distance. So I'm just taking this turning here. As I say, it goes through Climping, which is a lovely little place, and carries straight on all the way up to Arundel. So here we are. As you see, we have just gone over the railway crossing at Ford, and this is carrying on, as I say, straight up that road, and soon enough you will see Arundel in the distance. There is another lovely walk to the left on this road in Tortington Woods, and we will do that walk another time, and I'll show you obviously where you can park your van. So as the road narrows towards the end, you will see beautiful Arundel Cathedral in the distance. Arundel is a really, really lovely little town, and I'm sure we'll do lots of other trips around Arundel and the surrounding areas because it is one of my favourite places to be. So you approach this rather large roundabout, and we're coming from the south. You can also approach this roundabout, which is in Arundel, from the east or west along the A27. We are going to take the turning, which is more or less straight ahead, and I believe it's signposted to Pulborough or Dorking. Pulborough and Dorking. So we're going to take this turning here. This is a really particularly lovely stretch of road, and it sort of starts to head upwards past Arundel Park and some lovely, lovely scenery and woodland on the left and the right as you go up. As you can see, we just passed through where it says, I believe that says South Downs National Park. Keep going straight up. So after some time, not too long, you will come to the top and you will come to another roundabout. We want to take not the first turning on the left, not the second turning. We want to take, I believe it's the third turning. I'm going to have a look as I'm watching this playback. It might be the second turning actually. It's more or less you want to be heading straight on. So not that first turning, which is another beautiful place we will go to another time. It's this second turning here. And just as you turn off of the roundabout, you will see a sign on your left and you'll see some cars. So you want to take that turning there. It's fairly quickly after you've gone down that route.
So we've ended up here, which is Whiteways, and it's a really good spot. It doesn't have height barriers in the car park, so you can take your camper, but they do close the car park. Today it tells you as you drive in, and today it's saying it's closing at 4, so you don't want to get stuck in the car park. There is some parking on the road, but the ditch is quite ditchy, so you don't really want to park on the road if you can help it. Also, it's a main road. I believe it's the A29, but I will hopefully have put that when I tell you a bit about the area. It's also a place that's really popular with motorbikes, and I'll show you a bit of videos of the where all the motorbikes are. As you can hear, I have got my dog Benji with me, who is desperate to go for a walk. So I should do a bit of filming and come explore the area. It's also a place where you can choose how long you walk. It's got lots of different pathways, so if you want a quick walk, obviously you can either go along and turn around, or you can do like a bigger circuit. Anyway, enough talking. I'm sure you're saying that as well, so I'm off.
So as you saw there, the pathway into the woods goes straight from the car park, and Whiteways is actually at the top of Berry Hill, spelt B-U-R-Y, near Arundel, if you want to look for directions of how to get there. You can come from the west, from the east, from the north. It's quite easy if you look on Google Maps. I came along the 259 from Littlehampton Way, and then I took the turning up towards Arundel. There are lots of other ways you can come, including the A27, which is quite a major route going east-west, and also you can come down from the north. I believe it's the A29. So as you can see, you go straight into these beautiful, beautiful woods, and on the left-hand side, the woods are quite dense. On the right, you can take a pathway there, just showing you, which goes up to a field and up to the top of Berry Hill. Also believe that the South Downs Way goes either close to or through this area of woodland. So the paths are fairly well defined. I did see a couple of people pushing pushchairs. I don't know how easy it was to do that. Similarly, anyone in a wheelchair, although they look fairly smooth, they are still quite gravelly, and also they can get extremely muddy in the winter, or if they've had heavy rain, so they can get quite a few ruts. So I wouldn't say it was impossible, but obviously it depends on your sort of pushing or abilities to push the wheelchair or the pushchair. Also, the area is really suitable if you've got children, from sort of youngsters to teenagers. There's a lot of rope swings. Obviously, be very careful with a rope swing. You don't want to end up sort of falling off it. But there's a lot of rope swings. There's a lot of these little dens that children have made, and it's just really, really beautiful place to be. So when I got to this point in the woods, it reminded me of a poem by Robert Frost called "The Road Not Taken." If you'd rather not listen to the poem, then skip the next couple of moments. The road not taken. Two roads diverged in a yellow wood, and sorry I could not travel both and be one traveller. Long I stood and looked down one as far I could to where it bent in the undergrowth. Then took the other, as just as fair, and having perhaps the better claim, because it was grassy and wanted wear, though as for that the passing there had worn them really about the same. And both that morning equally lay in leaves no step had trodden black. Oh, I kept the first for another day, yet knowing how way leads on to way, I doubted if I should ever come back. I shall be telling this with a sigh somewhere ages and ages hence. 2 roads diverged in a wood, and I took the one less travelled by, and that has made all the difference. So we're heading back to the car park now, and as you can see, Benji has got a long line on. It doesn't trip him up. It's just because he is being a bit of a teenage rascal at the moment, and his recall is not good when he knows we're heading back in the direction of the car. It doesn't trip him up or anything. It just means that I can actually stop him and get him back on track before we get to a busy car park. So as you can see, we're back at the car park now, and you will find loads of motorbikes up here in the summer on a fine day, and also not such a fine day. Some old ones, some new ones, and a lot of bikers there stop to have a coffee, tea, cakes in the cafe. We're going to head back for the van, but I'll show you the barriers here. As you can see, there's no height barriers, which is a big consideration when you're in a van, and also the sign that tells you when the car park's going to close. So hopefully you'll have had a nice voiceover of telling you all about the area and ways to get there and what it's suitable for, etc. Benji has had a nice lot of cold water. He's still very hot, as you can hear, but he has just had a load of cold water, and we'll give the kettle is on, and I was going to try and make some scones because a sunny day, springtime, cream tea. I didn't bring a measure, however, so I need to measure about 160 ml of milk with a spoon. So wish me luck. So 150 ml. It's going to be 10 of these because it's a tablespoon. You can't actually see my bowl, can you? I'll try and sort this camera out. Okay, that's better, you can see. So I've cheated. I have got scone mix in here. So now we're going to add 10 tablespoons of this. I didn't really, let me count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, more or less. I didn't really think too well when I did this because I don't have the equipment to make scones. I'm going to mix it up with a knife. Nor did I bring scone cutters. So you can see where this is going, can't you? I'm not the most organised of people. I know you probably find that quite hard to believe, but that's what it is. Okay. So what we're going to do is just going to mix it roughly. So when you're in a van, especially one of these, it's very small. You don't really have a lot of room to do anything. I did not bring cutters, so we're just going to like plump it down. It's okay. It's okay. And then we're just going to make some very rough scone shaped things. Look at that. That looks scone shaped, doesn't it? Wow. Wendy, who needs a cutter, I hear you say. I have got this all over myself. There we go. Rustic. I did wash my hands. No, I haven't got any of those fancy gloves that everyone wears when they're cooking. This is just me in my camper, and no one else is going to eat it. I'm going to get a little bit of milk in there. I don't have a brush. We're just going to like
put it on. I put the oven on when I got back in. It's on the highest setting, and I think these are meant to be in quite high anyway. And I don't have a baking tray. Surprise, surprise. I do have my grill pan, which is clean grill pan. So we're going to pop them in there and stick them in the oven. So we've got, I think one of these is a bit big. There we go, look at that. I'm going to stick them in, tidy up, wash my hands, and come back to you, and everything will look really organised. So we have tea, we have a huge strawberry, clotted cream and jam, just waiting on the scones, or scones, whichever you prefer. And all is calm and we can breathe. So they didn't come out too badly really. I think one's a little bit burnt, but definitely enough for a cream tea. Definitely enough to have with strawberries, clotted cream and jam. Delicious. Enjoy and see you next time.